Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to put science aside and do some history. Our topic is Marco Polo. Maybe many of us have spent time in a swimming pool playing the tag game of Marco Polo. There is even a Brazilian automobile company in the same name. But today we're going to talk about a famous traveler in history. Traveling from Europe to Asia, one of the most famous explorers of the time, a merchant named Marco Polo was an amazing adventurer. Around in the year 1254 in Venice, capital of the Venetian Republic, Marco's father, Niccolò Polo, left to travel to Asia with Marco Polo's uncle, Maffeo Polo, and left Marco Polo's mother, who was going to give birth to a boy who was going to embark on some really cool, amazing adventure. After their journey to and from Asia, they came back to find Marco Polo's mother dead, and she had left behind a son who was 15 years old and named Marco Polo. After 2 years, Niccolò Polo, Maffeo Polo and Marco Polo, now at the age of 17, set off to Asia on a series of travels recorded in a book called The Travels of Marco Polo. The first travel was to China, but stopping by some destinations on the way. It took the Polo family about 4 years to travel to China. First, they sailed to Acre, known to locals as Akko or Acre, now a city in the coastal plain region of the northern district of Israel. They stayed there for a few months, and during that time, they learned to speak with Archdeacon Teobaldo Visconti of Piacenza, who happened to be a pope. The three of them expressed their regret at the long lack of a pope because on their previous trip to China, they received a letter from Kublai Khan to the pope. That time they were disappointed to leave China but got in return a 33-month vacation. The Pope of Archdeacon entrusted them with the letters for the great Khan, inviting him to send his emissaries to Rome. The Pope also sent 2 of his legates to travel with the Polo family to China. The Polo family continued their endless journey, which seemed to be never-ending, until they reached China, which was the territory of a great, powerful ruler, Kublai Khan, in Chengdu, today known as Cathay. The great emperor, Kublai Khan, was so impressed by Marco's intelligence and humility that he appointed him to serve as a foreign emissary to India and Burma. Later, he was sent on many diplomatic missions throughout China and in Southeast Asia, in which today is Indonesia, Sri Lanka and Vietnam. He did not only serve as a foreign emissary, but also entertained Kublai Khan with stories and observations about the lands he saw during his missions. He lived in China for about 17 years. During these 17 years, the Polo family has requested Kublai Khan if they could go back home, but refused to. On their last request to go back home, Kublai Khan allowed them to go back home because they've served him for a very long time and that they did indeed deserve to go back home after all the honorable serving they done. So, with the permission of the Emperor of China, they were allowed to go back home after 17 years. They traveled almost 24,000 kilometers and arrived in Venice after 24 years away from home with many riches and treasures. At this time, Venice was at war and Marco Polo joined in the war. It is assumed that he was later caught by Genoans in a skirmish in 1296 off the Anatolian coast between Adana and the Gulf of Alexandretta. During his imprisonment, he spent much of the time dictating a detailed account of his travels to China to a cellmate named Niccolò Polo, who wrote the famous book, The Travels of Marco Polo. The book soon spread throughout Europe in manuscript form and became known as The Travels of Marco Polo after his cellmate was released. This book was a book that told us about the past in the Renaissance. In that book, he mentions observing the mountain sheep on the Pamir Plateau in Badakhshan, now northeastern Afghanistan. Of course, the sheep weren't named after him in his lifetime. The book about his travels inspired many other young travelers such as Christopher Columbus and many more. Marco Polo was finally released in August 12, 1999 from prison and was on his way back home in Venice, where his father and uncle in the meantime had purchased a large palazzo in the area named Contrado San Giovanni Crisostomo. The Polo family later invested profits from trading, making it from them many gemstones that they bought from the East during their very long journey to and from China. They continued their activities and soon Marco Polo became a wealthy merchant. Marco and his uncle Maffeo financed other expeditions but never set foot out of the Venetian provinces. They never traveled on the Silk Road and never traveled to Asia either, only in Venice. Before his father, Niccolò Polo, passed away in the 1300s, he got married to Donata Badur, who was the daughter of Vittel Badur, who happened to be a merchant. They soon had 3 daughters, and later their 3 daughters got married. In addition to his native tongue, Marco Polo wrote that he knew 4 languages. He never elaborated on which 4 they were, but from his writings, historians have summarized that they were Mongolian, Persian, Arabic, and Turkish, not Chinese. Sadly, in 1323, our adventurer Marco Polo was confined to bed due to an illness. On January 8, 1324, despite physicians' efforts to treat him, Marco Polo was on his deathbed and passed away. Thanks for doing some history with me today. I hope you liked doing Marco Polo. Please like and share my video. Stay tuned to my channel. Bye-bye.